All right, I see people already starting in the chat. It's good to see everybody. All right, so on behalf of our board of directors and volunteers, welcome to BPDFest22. Emotions Matter is thrilled to present our second virtual conference during BPD Awareness Month, From Stigma to Strength, Advocating for Borderline Personality Disorder Recovery. My name is Jillian Papa, and I'm the board chair of Emotions Matter. I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder in 2012, almost exactly 10 years ago. For me, receiving the diagnosis was a relief. It felt like I had answers, and Emotions Matter could not have come at a more perfect time in my recovery journey. I discovered there was a community of people just like me. And this is my 5th year volunteering with Emotions Matter, and it has been truly life-changing. I'm inspired every day by Emotions Matter volunteers. So if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. If you're returning from one of our programs, it's great to see you again. I'm located in Chicago. So if you want to let us know in the chat where you're joining us from and what you're most looking forward to today. And while you're all getting to know each other, let me proudly introduce you to Emotions Matter. So Emotions Matter is a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded in 2015 to educate, advocate, and support people impacted by borderline personality disorder. Our vision is to create a world in which every person with BPD has access to resources and support to achieve a meaningful recovery. Emotions Matter is a peer-run, family-run organization. That means the majority of our board members and leaders are volunteers with lived experience of BPD as family or people personally affected. We host BPD peer support online groups every month. This is our signature program. And this has been going on since 2019. And these groups have really helped hundreds of people with BPD feel less alone, more connected, and hopeful about recovery. I'm proud to say that I was one of the original peer facilitators, and I distinctly remember the first couple of groups that I led, there were just a couple people. And I remember thinking, gosh, what if no one comes? But fast forward 3 years later, and wow, was I wrong. There's been such a demand for our peer support groups, and we have grown rapidly to meet that demand. We have over 15 peer facilitators now, doing 7 to 8 groups per month. Each group has 20 or so individuals, so pretty remarkable to see all of that growth in just 3 years. So I'm really looking forward to today, and I hope you're just as excited as I am. You're in for a real treat. Our planning committee put together a wonderful program integrating lived experiences with clinical perspectives in each panel session. And my hope is that today you'll gain new knowledge, new perspectives, but most of all, new friends. So I'll introduce our co-founder and executive director, Paula. Paula received her master's in divinity from Union Theological Seminary in 2001 and her master's in social work from Adelphi University in 2014. She has her certificate in nonprofit management from Adelphi in 2019, and she is the co-author with her mother, Bia Tusani, Remnants of a Life on Paper, a Mother and Daughter Struggle with BPD. She lost her younger sister, Pamela Tusani, who suffered from BPD at the age of 23 in 2001. Her passion for BPD, education resources, and advocacy in her sister's memory to help others survive and thrive with access to mental health care needed to achieve a meaningful recovery. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you so much, Jillian. On behalf of our staff and volunteers and our conference organizing committee, we welcome you to BPDFest22. We are thrilled to present our second virtual conference on the vitally important theme, From Stigma to Strength, Advocating for Borderline Personality Disorder. When people are diagnosed with illnesses like diabetes or cancer, doctors often provide a treatment plan that offers a clear path toward recovery, instilling hope and confidence in their patients. When people are scared or at their lowest point, they receive reliable information and are told it's going to be okay. But when people are diagnosed with BPD, however, we know experiences widely vary and can follow a very different script. People suffering with intense symptoms as a result of BPD are sometimes not told how to recover or that recovery exists as a result of miseducation or stigma. They can often leave appointments feeling overwhelmed, scared, confused, and even hopeless. Good news, my friends. Today, I'm proud to tell you that Emotions Matter exists to change that script. When we talk about BPD, we intentionally begin with the word recovery because we want people to have hope that they can get better. When people are struggling with intense emotions, we say, "It's nice to meet you. We're glad you're here. We get it. We got you. How can we help?" We provide support and education for people on their journey. Emotions Matter incorporated as a nonprofit organization in 2015 because family members, clinicians, and people with BPD wanted to increase public awareness. They felt marginalized and discriminated by the health system that was supposed to be helping, experiencing real challenges accessing treatment and resources. They felt alone and without hope because there was no way to meet others who understood what they were feeling and offer a more positive narrative about BPD. From 2016 to 2018, Emotions Matter's volunteers addressed these problems by creating dozens of stigma-free educational videos, publications, and outreach events for people affected by BPD. You can see them by visiting our website or our YouTube channel. One of them in particular I'd like to share with you now, called our Walk for BPD, an outreach event in New York City. I'd like to share a video with that now because it captures so well who we are and our vision. I'm just going to share that now. Oops.
Hi, my name is Paula Tusiani-Yang, and I am the founder and executive director of Emotions Matter. We were founded as a nonprofit organization in 2015. Our mission is to support, educate, and advocate for borderline personality disorder.
What is borderline personality disorder? Imagine you had third-degree burns all over your body, right? And if you had actual third-degree burns, you go to the burn trauma ICU. Miracles happen there. We save people on the brink of death in crippling pain, and we take that pain very seriously. Where do you see those burns? In BPD, the burns that you're covered with are invisible.
We created the Walk for BPD where people, no matter where they were in the community, they could just come out and be together.
I'm walking today in support of my family member that has BPD and in support of everybody with BPD.
My life has been touched in many ways by BPD. So not only do I have borderline personality disorder, but I had my best friend, my soulmate, he had borderline personality disorder, and I unfortunately lost my best friend to suicide. So I'm walking to continue to raise awareness and advocate for this disorder with the hopes that these funds and this awareness will help Emotions Matter continue their mission of impacting the lives of those affected by BPD.
My name is Maria Solomon, and I'm a clinical social worker in Manhattan. I'm here because I'm extremely involved in Emotions Matter. I feel very, very passionately about the need to demystify a lot of the misperceptions about it that often keep people from effective treatment.
When I found my passion and purpose, I figured out that I wanted to live. When I advocated for myself in my recovery, I began building that life worth living. I started focusing on the things beyond the borderline.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Lady J. Today I'm walking because I want to show support to my newly gained family and community.
I'm walking today because my daughter has borderline personality disorder and help her to maybe get connected to other people that are living her a similar experience.
If there's one thing I could change about BPD in society, it's definitely the stigma and the treatment accessibility. They're definitely impacted by each other. So a lot of this stigma leads to treatment inaccessibility, and for me, it took me over 6 years to access treatment.
Continue to move forward, continue to keep going. Never stop advocating for yourself and for your recovery.
So today I fight against stigma. I fight to educate the public. I fight for those with BPD and the families that have those loved ones with BPD.
The message I want to give those with BPD is that you're not alone, and we're out here, we're fighting for you, and we're fighting for you to get the resources and access that you need.
And we really want to support people with the real programs that they need to achieve recovery. Most treatment is not accessible in most parts of America for BPD, and if we can give people the treatment that they need, then we can reduce the suicide rate, and we can really help people who are suffering out there.
When received money from the Walk from BPD in 2019, we launched our peer online support program, as Jillian shared. And now 3 years later, I'm proud to report that hundreds of people across the country and world have benefited from our peer support groups. When the pandemic hit, we didn't stop, and we continue to expand our offerings with virtual conferences like this. But the grassroots advocacy and awareness continues. When our conference planning committee, composed of board members Dr. Lisa Johnson, Sarah Rosenberg, and Paula Zaremba, started working on this year's conference theme, we asked ourselves, how does a person with BPD engage in advocacy on the road to recovery? So throughout the conference today, you will hear clinicians, family members, and people with lived experience talk about the role of advocacy across multiple domains in their life. Relationships, employment, accessing care, self-expression, and more. And we invite you to listen and learn and participate. The theme of advocacy is relevant more than ever. How could we ever know while planning this conference that a major news story would surface in the actors Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, and BPD would really be a part of that? BPD stigma is real, and sadly, it exists in society today, and it hurts people with BPD and the people that we love, and it's not okay. And we hope Emotions Matter can help provide a platform and a safe place for all people to get support and address this stigma. So today is an opportunity for all of us to listen and learn about BPD advocacy from people who live it every day as healthcare professionals, people, and people with lived experience and family members. Emotions Matter is proud to be the first and only peer-led conference led by and for people with BPD in the nation. We believe that change happens when you ask people affected by BPD, what do you need? How can we help? And do you want to join us? Every single program or resource developed at Emotions Matter has come because of our amazing volunteers and program attendees who've suggested these ideas. So we invite you to get involved and generate ideas to propel Emotions Matter and our mission into 2023. Be a part of our movement for change. You'll hear today about lots of opportunities to get involved, and I'd love to just get right into the conference. So at this point, I just want to offer a few thank yous before we start our day. And encourage us to not hide behind stigma or avoid it, but to be a community together to address it. So some thank yous for the day. I want to thank all of our extraordinary volunteers and panelists and board members and staff for giving up their time on this spring Saturday to make this conference possible. We have over 50 volunteers and staff who've contributed today, and it's impossible to name them all, but each one of them is extremely valuable. Your courage and commitment and leadership has made it a pleasure for me to get up every day and come to work at Emotions Matter and to serve you and we couldn't have done it without you. I also want to thank our incredible sponsors who've generously covered the costs for this conference and made it possible for people around the country and world to access free education about BPD. And one sponsor in particular, our patron sponsors, the Francesco and Mary Giambelli Foundation and the New York Presbyterian Hospital in particular. You'll see our sponsors listed at the top of your screen, but our patron sponsor has a video to share with us briefly about their work, and I'm going to share that now.
Disorder Resource Center. We support families and patients with borderline personality disorder. We get many calls from people throughout the country, oftentimes feeling that they don't have any help at all. And New York Presbyterian makes all efforts to have BPD programming in all of our sites and to make sure that we can provide resources outside of NYP. We have a New York Presbyterian Borderline Personality Disorder Resource Center website. On our website, we have compiled all of our database of resources throughout the country. People can access this website no matter where they're located, no matter what time, and they can contact me via email or phone, and I can also support them further if they are unable to find resources on our database. People might call and not have insurance or not accepting their insurance, and I try to help link them with providers that accept that particular insurance. Many times family members call devastated and really needing help. I try to offer them support and explaining BPD to them, explaining how to access help for themselves. People often call at their worst point when they really don't know where else to turn. At the New York Presbyterian Borderline Personality Disorder Resource Center, we are here to help everyone, no matter what their lifestyle, no matter who they are, no matter where you live, we are here to help you.
And at this time, I'm going to pass it over to our Vice President at Emotions Matter to get us started with our day, Sarah Rosenberg.
Thank you, Paula. I'm so excited to be here at BPD Fest, and I see so many people from around the world joining us. It's so amazing to see. So throughout today, we'll have choices of panels and conversation cafes that you can join. In case you missed something, recordings of all main stages and panels will be recorded, but not the conversation cafes. They'll be available after the event. So we hope that you can take advantage of our packed agenda today. To connect with others throughout the conference, click on your personal profile at the upper right corner of the screen to fill out your profile and adjust your privacy settings. If you choose My Interest keywords, people with similar interests, click on the people icon on the blue bar at the left. Now, you can visit the info desk for information about Emotions Matter or for technical support, and you can also ask questions in the lobby chat for text. Make sure you visit our expo booths for resources, and you can chat with reps from Emotions Matter, NEA BPD, and New York Presbyterian Hospital BPD Resource Center during the lunch hour. There are free resources available by link and download under the Info Desk tab and attached to each individual session. Now I want to review some community guidelines before we hear from our plenary speaker, and these will also be reviewed during each session. So use respectful language in the session chat. Any inappropriate messaging, including harassment, bullying, or monopolizing the chat, will be deleted. We accept difference and promote acceptance, especially with regard to gender, identity, race, ethnicity, age, religion, disability, or politics. Avoid explicit expressions of harm or trauma to others. Panels and plenary sessions will be recorded and available after the conference. No screenshots or recording on personal devices. Questions during sessions should be asked using the Q&A box, not the chat. Now for some safety guidelines and disclaimers. If at any time during BPD Fest 2022 you find yourself overwhelmed, struggling, or for any reason in need of support, we encourage you to reach out to your support system. Audience members may experience intense and painful emotions, feelings, memories, thoughts, and/or reactions to content shared. Participate at your own risk. You are welcome to take a break from BPDFest22 at any time or withdraw from it entirely. In the event of a medical, including mental health emergency, please seek emergency care through a doctor, hospital, or emergency call number like 911 in the United States. I hope that you enjoy the program and make the most of it. Emotions Matter is an organization that depends on the generosity of donors to offer conferences like this and peer programs at no cost to people with BPD in need of education and support. If you're able and like what you see today, consider making a gift. There's a donate tab located at the top of your screen. We also have swag bags available for sale, and you can find that tab at the top of your screen as well. I encourage you to join us for our Walk for BPD on June 5th. It is a hybrid event, so you can be with us in person in New York City or join us virtually. It'll be an incredible event, and we don't want you to miss it. Thank you again for joining and being a part of Emotions Matter. We hope you will enjoy every minute of this exciting event and can't wait to hear your feedback.